This is Intimacy Architecture Radio with your host, Christy Ann Bella. Brought to you by Intimacy Architecture, www.intimacyarchitect.com.
Something branched off of Gary Chapman's love languages, which went to the 5 apology languages. And I can't remember if it was he who developed those, but he had comfort, I think it was advice, then he had distraction, and they were a little bit difficult to remember as the normal love languages are, unless you're constantly around them. And I wanted a way for them to be quickly and easily memorized, as it's quite frequent when I'm talking with a partner or a friend that needs something, that's going through an emotional difficulty of how do I help you? So we came up with an acronym that was CARES, which makes it very easy because it's like, what's your care language? What care do you need right now? And then after a little bit further discussion, ended up having the S is cares. So it's CARES, and it stands for comfort, which is like hugs or usually physical comfort, but it can also be like emotional comfort if you just need somebody to support you verbally, just being like, you're awesome, you're doing a great job. Advice, which is a pretty touchy one. I know everyone's instinct is to give advice, but a lot of people don't want to hear it. Or sometimes they just can't at the moment, or they know what to do. There's so many situations, you know what to do. I don't need to hear what I need to do. I need somebody to distract me until I'm comfortable with that idea. And then the R is release. It used to be called venting, which I don't like as much. It sounds like it always has to be ranting, because release can be if you need somebody's shoulder to cry on. That's something that I know for me, when I need that, I have a certain set of people where I can just bawl for an hour or so, and they'll be like, okay, you have 1 hour. After that hour, you're done. But they give me that time and space. And since then, they've like slowly shortened it down. So they're like, okay, let it all out. You got 5 minutes. Timer starts now. And I just go to town. It beeps. They look at me and like, got this? I'm like, I got this. Then E is escape or distractions. If you just don't want to think about the issue right now, then you're more than welcome to go. I was like apple picking. I try to find something that's physically involved, just because then you don't have to think about it, versus if it's like sitting down watching TV, like you don't get the blood flowing as much. And then S, which is a challenging one, is solitude. I know a lot of people who actually need solitude. I'm one of those people. And it's really, really, really difficult when you have somebody who is very comfort and very acts of service / physical affection, to suddenly realize, hey, I'm dealing with a really bad issue right now, and I just need to be alone for like the next 24 hours.
I love that. This is just so valuable, because I think one of the beauties of humanity is there is this sense of like going in and wanting to help. But that looks different for everyone. And so to be able to have a language to communicate of like, okay, well, this is what help looks like to me. And to be able to set those boundaries to say like, all right, so I actually don't want the advice. I want the distraction right now, like this is what I need. Or like you said, to be able to say like, I need some solitude, and it's not personal. And I think, to be able to have this language help someone to understand that it's not personal. Like I'm in tune with what I need, and I'm going to ask for what I want. And then, you can decide amongst your boundaries whether or not you're able to show up for that. But to just be able to communicate, I think, it's so interesting, all the things that we're taught, and then emotional intelligence somehow like falls to the wayside. And so I love that, and I think it's fascinating that so much of it has come out of kink communities. I think about like when I first really started to understand communicating my emotional needs, it was so much because of my introduction to the world of BDSM and polyamorous relationships and non-monogamy, that it was like, oh, okay, well, you need this kind of foundation in order to navigate these things. And I'm like, why did I not learned this
I
previously.
know,
This would have
right?
made life, and because like what you said, it's not just romantic connections. Like this is like friendships. This is like across the board. These are like really wonderful tools that you can use with anyone you're in a relationship with. And I mean, pretty much anyone we come in contact with, you're in some sort of relationship with them on some
Oh
level.
yeah. So this, I don't just use these things for my partners. I use them friends. I use them for complete strangers
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when it's like, hey, there's this girl like this just crying on the side of the road and you don't know why and you want to help her out. It's like, hi, my name's Nafaria. I see that you're going through probably something emotional right now. I would like to help you. What would help you? And if
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to respond, you're like, well, there are 5 options that I
Right.
know about, and then you just list those 5.
Yeah. And we just have this framework, and it just like it helps to kind of be able to navigate then like, okay, well, now I have choices, what adventure am I going to choose? Fridays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like, share, and subscribe. Intimacy Architecture. Build a life you love.